So you want to disable Nannies, huh? On a W211 and probably a bunch of other Mercedes. Well, alright, so you've heard the old, they go into dyno mode and whatnot. Well, I tried that on this car, and transmission went into limp. I'm guessing with the P2502. My friend told me that on almost every car of this era that he put into dyno mode, it will throw the transmission into limp. So and the reason why I switched from my current method that I'm gonna show you guys, and the reason why I'm switching back to my OG method, alright, so dyno mode, from what I understand, dyno mode eventually leads to transmission limp mode. But when you're in dyno mode, cruise control still works. The downside to removing ABS and Nannies with the method I'm going to show you is you won't have cruise control. But that's the only downside. So what you do is lift up your car. If you have a 4MATIC, you might run into some complications because the transmission, I don't know about 72.9, but 72.6 uses the wheel speed sensors to determine gear ratios and what gear to be in. So that's why you don't touch the rear wheel speed sensors. Don't touch those, because if you have uneven wheel spin, then the transmission will pop into neutral, and if it does it twice in the drive cycle, then it will go check engine light. So for my car, which is a rear wheel drive 72.6 car, you disconnect one of the front wheel speed sensors. And from what I understand, the priority wheel speed sensor, if there's a fault that the speedometer uses, is the left one. But the speedometer still works. Like I said, the only downside is you don't got cruise control, but all the other functions work, like speedometer and transmission and things like that. And I've been using this method for the past 2 years, and I just recently tried out dyno mode and it's not working out for me. So what you do is so there's a car lipper right there, there's a bolt right there. You take your whatever hex fits in there, or a T50, which could sort of strip it out, but if you're careful it won't strip it out. And then you have your ratchet in the off position. You kind of take that bolt off, and then the sensor just pulls out right there. Alright, so the sensor just pulls out of the spindle, and then you can put that bolt in that holds this bracket thing here, right? So that it's still, you know, it does its function of holding that bracket in. And what you would do now is tie that sensor to you know, anything of your choice. As you can see, I broke the pad wear sensor over here. I don't remember how I broke that, but I did. But you know, I tied that to the brake line, and now you've disabled ABS, ESP, you know, all the Nannies, but still have all the functionalities. So you know, you get your SPC working, you know, everything works except cruise control. That's the only downside, is cruise control don't work. So you do the old, you know, rest your leg up on the transmission tunnel, and then, you know, that's your cruise right there. Okay, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the menu, you know, the ABS light on, so I use Toby tape for that. Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. Initially, you know, there's gonna be no malfunctions. Alright, so I'm gonna take it out of gear, remove the parking brake. Okay, and because right now it doesn't know that the wheel sensor is disconnected, but it's going to start to suspect the fault when it doesn't have the information. So watch, there's going to be a fault that shows up going down the road. There you go, ESP defective and ABS lights on. Brake assist system defective, ABS defective, and there you go, you get those 3 malfunctions. Notice how you don't get the brake malfunction. So if you do have a SPC problem, it will show up there. And I'll try cruise control. Nothing. See? There's no cruise control. It's gonna basically pretend that the cruise doesn't exist. So there you go. So and there you go. This doesn't put the transmission into limp mode or anything. Like I said, only downside is cruise control won't work, but everything else will work. You'll still have full power, you'll still have full transmission, your braking system will still work. But you know, if you screw up, you spin out, lock up your brakes, whatever, you're on your own, basically. For my driving, I like to not have the Nannies, but you know, that's a preference of mine. Okay, thanks for watching.